Hey, it's me, GV, and welcome to GV Guides, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the Chapter 3 guides for the Rise of the Golden Idol. Let's go ahead and hit the compass, and we're looking at Chapter 3 Ignition. This is the first level in Chapter 3, which is a little tougher near the end. I feel like earlier on, it's not too bad. As usual, I'm going to basically go through the answers and also explain, and we'll have the final, final puzzles in the last video, Hierarchy, Story 1, and Story 2. Okay, so we got this sort of lab level here. So if we take a look at, let's start with Prince, we can see that, yeah, Auriel Toussaint had the glasses, which is in the locker. And that's because basically he talks about his reading glasses, and yeah, you can figure out it's his locker from the Lemurian history books. So we know that print is Auriel Toussaint's. Then Marie Westlake, because if we look at this picture over here, we can see that, yeah, somebody wrote this in blue ink, and they're accusing somebody of the zero, they're saying, hey, we have a zero alcohol policy. And you can put that together later on that she was accusing Tim Spender of drinking on the job or whatever. So we know they wrote this in blue ink, so we know it's Marie Westlake who has the blue fingerprint. Also, Nathan Hoyle, the president, has the door fingerprint, because that's pretty easy. If we look over here, yeah, you can see his hand moved, and, obviously his fingerprint would be on the door as his hand is moving. He planted it there. And then, because Tim Spender was accused of alcohol, we can look at this whiskey bottle and see that that's Tim Spender's fingerprint there, because he was drinking the whiskey. And then Jack Nowak has the beaker fingerprint, and that's because I think there's a note somewhere that says that Jack is relegated to cleaning the equipment. So yeah, we can go over here and take a look at the beaker, and we know that Jack was in charge of cleaning this, so that's going to be his fingerprint. And then finally, Eugene Marmot has the Doritos fingerprint, because that is in the cleaning supplies, and there's a note somewhere that says, yeah, Eugene has been relegated to cleaning. So we know that he has the dusty fingerprints with the Cheetos dust, with the Doritos dust. So that's all the fingerprints there. And then as far as the names go, pretty similar. We already know who Jack Nowak is. Or sorry, this is not the names. If we take a look at the names, yeah. We know Jack Nowak from a previous level. We know Auriel Toussaint from a previous level. We can just recognize them. And then this guy, the main thing was that he looks like the board director to me. I was like, this guy looks like a director. And there's other clues here and there, obviously. But yeah, you can find out Nathan Hoyle is the director in one of the notes. And then also Eugene, the main thing for me was just that he seemed like the scared intern or the scared lab assistant or whatever. So I kind of figured that was him. There's probably other concrete evidence elsewhere as well. Tim Spender, because he's the only other guy that's not in like a lab coat, or he's the guy that looks like, he's a manager or something. And then also through different notes and things, you can figure out he's the guy that was drinking. So yeah, Tim Spender, and I think someone refers to him as Tim as well. I think Nathan refers to Tim and Marie to stop bickering. So you can kind of put together that that's Tim Spender, and then also Marie Westlake, who she has a locker here, which is addressed to Dr. Westlake. So we can put together that that's Marie Westlake. So that's the fingerprints and the names for the first level here. Then if we take a look at the controls, we're basically supposed to put together the fingerprints. Now, the really easy way to do this is just literally look at the fingerprints and see which one goes where, because you can actually see like the design. See, this fingerprint kind of goes up and to the right. So we can see that that is, I think, Tim Spender. Yeah, so you can kind of just, compare the fingerprints. Also, this one has like the Doritos dust. So we obviously know that that's Eugene. And then if we look at the fingerprint of Jack Nowak, I think we can tell that that one right there is Jack's. We can tell that that one's Tim Spender's from the whiskey bottle. And then finally, we can tell that that one is Eugene's as well. Because, yeah, we just have to compare it to the list of prints here. Quite easy. This one was pretty easy comparatively. And then we have the events of the level, which if we take a look here, so we've got Marie Westlake team worked to reconstruct the device. After performing tests without approval, Eugene Marmot had his access card revoked. On the day of the board inspection, the lab was unlocked to allow Nathan Hoyle and Tim Spender to enter. This gave Eugene Marmot the opportunity to follow them in. When Eugene Marmot used both hands to touch the controls of the device, it activated and he caught fire. And obviously we know that he caught fire because he's on fire in the other scene. But yeah, if you look at the device, it's got, I think, 2 Eugene prints. So he like pressed the button and then he also pressed like the little dials. So you're not supposed to do that. I think that's shown in Jack's locker. He's got like a diagram of the device. You're not supposed to use both hands. So he used both hands there and then caused that to happen. Also, yeah, we could find out that his lab access was revoked through, I think, Jack's notes, lab notes in the actual lab. And then, yeah, so he waited for the president and Tim to walk in because we can read in the notes that they had to let them in because they didn't have lab access cards. And then he, like, snuck inside and then wanted to prove himself by activating the device. And then, yeah, we obviously know they're trying to reconstruct the device because they're working on it in the lab. And yeah, that's basically it. Pretty cut and dry as far as these other levels go in terms of difficulty, but we're just getting started, obviously. That's, yeah, Chapter 3, level. It's so confusing how they lay this out. Chapter 3, Level 1, Ignition. So I hope this guide helped, and I'll see you in the next guide. Bye-bye.